Go.
Okay, so we're just sitting down with Porter and Heff's guardians to kind of discuss this situation. One of the things, because both dogs have a tendency and a history of nipping, we were talking about incorporating a muzzle. Now, a lot of people use what's known as a snout muzzle. It goes around the dog's snout, essentially, and prevents them from opening their mouth. They can open a little bit and they can drink water with it. A lot of people prefer this muzzle because it doesn't look as dangerous. The problem is it is actually more dangerous for the dog if it's an athletic or an excitable situation. Dogs cool down a great deal by letting fluid evaporate off of their tongue. That's why they pant with an open mouth. The problem with the muzzle, the snout muzzle, is it wraps around and prevents them from opening their mouth so they can actually overheat. So we want to use what's known as a basket muzzle. And a basket muzzle basically kind of looks like a football player face mask. There are kind of some bars and it's a plastic deal, and it kind of goes around their whole snout, and it's kind of like a cage around their snout. And then it attaches back here, and then there's another string that attaches here to the back one, and then it also attaches to the collar. So when you use a basket muzzle, a lot of dogs, because it feels very different for them, and they understand it inhibits their biting ability. So some dogs will shut down or they become fearful. A lot of people make a mistake of putting the muzzle on a dog and then they start using it immediately. Put it on and it's going to be on for hours and we're going to go for a walk. Or they put it on the dog and then take it into a situation that the dog might normally bite in. So the dog would normally bite in that situation because it's uncomfortable or nervous or whatever it is because of the situation. Because dogs learn through association, if we put a muzzle on and then take dog into a high stress environment, we're really putting the dog in a position to fail and also helping the dog to associate. When the muzzle comes on, bad stuff happens. So the way that I incorporate, what we're going to do in this video is go over how we can incorporate a muzzle and have the dog feel comfortable about it. So what I would suggest, do the dogs have any health issues in terms of food?
No.
Okay, so I prefer roast beef because it has a nice strong scent. Go get yourself a bunch of roast beef at the deli, just sliced normally. And then each slice is gonna be about, maybe this big. You're gonna cut it into thirds, so you have a piece about that big. Basically what I do is I would do this with the dogs separately. Hold the muzzle so that the part it's gonna go, this is how the muzzle goes on the dog. You're gonna hold it kind of in your hand so the opening is facing up. Lay the piece of roast beef off there, just in the basket. And then invite the dog over. He's gonna come over and sniff. He might be a little cautious. If he won't take it out of your hand, you can just put it on the floor. Let them come over and take it and walk away. The idea is eventually you wanna hold it in your hand. But eventually they come over, lick the roast beef, and then they go take it away. So you do that about a dozen times over the course of the first day. Don't do them a dozen times in a row. Do it once, then let the dog go fart around, play with the dog, roll the ball, whatever it is, and then come back to it later on. So maybe every half hour, every 45 minutes, you're letting him get a piece of this roast beef. That's the first day. Second day, you do the same thing, but after the dog takes it the first time, the second time that day, when it puts its head in there to get the roast beef, you just rotate it up on the dog and then pull it immediately off. So they get to take the roast beef, it's only on for like 1 second. And then afterwards, you give them another piece of roast beef. So, and then you take another break again. Later on, you come back, this time you hold it up for maybe 3 seconds. And then take it down and then give the dog a piece of roast beef and let it go about its business. So each time you do this, it's left on progressively longer and longer periods of time. Till the end of the day, you're holding it on for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. The third day, what we do is we put it on. We do the same thing we were doing the second day. The first time, we just let them come and lick it out, and then they walk away. Second time that day, they take it and we hold it up here, and then they walk away and they get a piece of roast beef after. The third time we do it that day, they come over, they take it out, or when they go to take it, we put it on. We hold it on there for, not only just hold it on, but we attach it. And then as soon as it's attached, we pause like 1 second, and then we unattach it and take it off and give them another piece of roast beef after. So when it starts actually being applied to, except for the first time and the second and third day, they get a piece of roast beef after as well as when it goes on. So after a while, what happens is, and then throughout the day, on the third day, you're gonna leave it on for longer and longer periods of time. So the first time you attach it, wait 1 second, and then unattach it. Then you're gonna attach it, leave it on for about 10 seconds, and then unattach it. Next time, 30 seconds, and unattach it. And keep on, and you're gonna keep on doing this until you get to the point where they can have it on for a couple minutes without a problem. Usually by the third day, you pull out that muzzle, the dog runs over and sticks its nose in there expecting to get that roast beef. Now, once you've done this, you want to practice having the dog have the muzzle on for periods of time in your home when there aren't any visitors. There's nothing that's going to cause the dog to get upset. We just want them to practice having the muzzle on in a perfect situation, nothing happens, and every time it comes off, either we're going to give them a high value treat or we're going to give them a piece of the roast beef. So you want to do this and have them wearing it for up to an hour or so a day inside the house with nothing going on. They're just casual. If they paw at it, distract them or disagree. I'm going to give you some sounds, some in a different, probably off camera, some ways to disagree with the dog. But disagree with him is second. As soon as he starts scratching or nudging, immediately disagree. And as soon as they stop, I'm going to leave you some treats. What I do is as soon as they stop, give them a treat. So then they understand when I'm fussing and fidgeting with it, they disagree with me, so they must want me to leave it alone. As soon as I leave it alone, I'm rewarded. So leaving it alone is a good thing. So if you incorporate a muzzle this way, it takes about 3 days and it takes some time and some effort. It's very easy to do though. And then the dog has a positive. Every time the muzzle comes out, I want that thing on me because they think about the roast beef. Then when you eventually get to the point where you're going out on a walk, and this should be about 4 days, 5 days after you've introduced it, then they don't associate the the muzzles coming from me from these other people that I'm barking at. They associate the muzzles just like a leash or a collar or anything else. It's just part of what I wear. So that's how we introduce a muzzle in a positive way. Press the red button.